I already have some thoughts, and they're not good thoughts. Everything in me was telling me to yeet this yarn into oblivion. Terrible. Awful. No good. Hello and welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel, and it just got done storming outside. The sun is out, and it is time to try another crochet kit. Today's crochet kit is from good old Red Heart. I found this one at my local Walmart for only $10, and this is Tiny the T-Rex that we're going to make today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get a closer look at this kit. Okay, here is what the packaging looks like from the outside. It is quite a compact little package here, which I kind of like. It's really nice and small, easy to store. So this is Tiny the T-Rex, like I said, which I think that's a cute name. It says it comes with polyester stuffing, yarn, a stitch marker, threads, crochet hook, yarn needle, and a pattern. And then it has a little QR code here, which I went ahead and scanned. And it basically just tells you a little bit more about the pattern. And it says that it includes a video tutorial. So we will have to check that out in a little bit. I did notice that online the price was higher at $15. But like I said, I found this at my local Walmart and it was only $10. So the price seems to vary depending on where you can find this. So here is what the back of the packaging looks like. You can get a little sneak peek of everything that it comes with. The yarn I saw on the website is a recycled cotton, which I think is really interesting. Then you can see that it comes with an ergonomic crochet hook. So that's awesome. Let's go ahead and open this up and get a closer look at the supplies. Okay, here is everything that our little kit comes with. And I am sorry if this is not the best lighting today. The clouds are definitely rolling back in. I think it's going to storm again. It has been storming on and off for the past 3 days straight, so we're just rolling with it. We are going to take a look at everything that this kit comes with. Here is our crochet hook, which is an ergonomic hook. It feels pretty nice in the hand. However, I am noticing, and I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, you can kind of see right there that the tapering on this hook is not exactly smooth all the way down. It's kind of like a little bit of a jagged edge right here. Not jagged as in sharp, but just kind of like it's not a smooth beginning to end, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking that up, but it's a little bit weird. I don't know if that is going to affect the way that it crochets. We will see. Sorry if you can hear thunder. We are just going to roll with it and pretend it's ambiance. Here's our little bag of stuffing. Here is our yarn, which is a cotton yarn, like I mentioned. It is a bit stiff feeling, which is kind of to be expected from a cotton yarn. But I actually kind of am impressed that Red Heart decided to do a cotton yarn. That is pretty nice, depending on if it splits or if it's easy to work with. We will see. Okay, here is our little bag of thread as well as a stitch marker there. And this kit does not come with safety eyes. It is having you embroider the eyes on. So we will see how easy that is to do later. And then we have this metal tapestry needle. That is awesome. And it does not feel too sharp. It is a little bit sharp, but not anything like the one from the vampire kit. So hopefully we don't injure ourselves today. So we have our instruction booklet right here. And I expected that maybe there would be a link to the video tutorial in here because I did notice that when you scan the QR code, the video that they show is for a different crochet kit. It is not for this specific one. I think it's for the dog one. And so I thought maybe they would have a separate link in these instructions, but I don't see it anywhere. And I tried searching on the Yarnspirations website. I tried searching their YouTube. I could not find the video tutorial for Tiny the T-Rex anywhere. So I'm not sure what's up with that. It does say that there is video instructions, but then now I can't find them. So that's a little bit misleading, I have to say right off the bat. If I do find it, I will let you guys know. But for now, we're just going to go with the instructions that are in this instruction booklet. So let's go ahead and get started. you guys, it is absolutely pouring outside. So if you can hear that, again, it's just ambiance. Pretend it's on purpose. But I have not gotten very far in, you guys, but I already have some thoughts, and they're not good thoughts. First of all, this hook has to be some sort of factory like misprint. It is completely misshapen. It's a little bit hard to tell on camera. Maybe you can kind of see right there that it's dented in almost. It's really hard to explain, but if you get a tapered hook, they're supposed to be tapered. They're not supposed to have a jagged edge right here. So because of that, I'm really only able to use about that much of the crochet hook, which is quite difficult if you can imagine. I was doing my best here, but it was just really hard. So I'm definitely going to switch to my own crochet hook. I'm very curious to know if this is just a bad one that I happen to get in my kit or if they're all like this. I'm actually really curious to know. I may purchase another kit and look inside and see if they're all like this, but mine is completely unusable, which is quite unfortunate because the grip is actually really comfortable. This feels very similarly to a clover hook, which are my favorite types of hooks. Problem is that this is a 2.5. I do not have a 2.5 crochet hook. Once again, I have a size above and a size below, or yeah, no, this whichever. I have a size bigger and a size smaller. So I am not going to be able to match the size exactly. So I'm going to try the 2.25 first and see if I can use this one, because going up a hook size could make us run out of materials, but we will see. But yeah, this is it's just unusable, you guys. That's really, really unfortunate. I was so excited that we were going to get a good crochet hook out of this, but no. Now the yarn. I am so sad to say that this yarn is just not the best. As you can see from the tail here, this yarn splits so easily. And I'm not sure if you can tell, I was doing my best to not snag the yarn. There are a couple places that you can kind of tell, but I was having to take out stitches and redo them. It is just not the easiest yarn to work with. And then on top of having a bad hook, it's just been a nightmare so far. I'm only a few rounds in. It's already a nightmare. So I'm going to see if using my own hook will help with the splitting at least a little bit, but I don't think that this is the best yarn ever, especially for a crochet kit where a beginner could pick this up. And that is another thing that I have thoughts about, is that I have not seen anywhere on the packaging or on the website where this tells you what level of crocheter you need to be. I know a lot of people pick up kits assuming that they're for beginners, but I would say just taking a look at this pattern so far, it seems more like an intermediate kit. And so that's just kind of frustrating. I wish kits would be a little bit more clear on their packaging of who the kits are for. So we're going to continue on. I'm going to use my own hook, and hopefully that relieves some of the stress a little bit, but I will check in with you guys once I have more thoughts, and hopefully my thoughts get better. We'll see. The weather is so back and forth, you guys. It is like cloudy and then rainy, and then the sun's peeking through the clouds, but it's still raining. And then now it's not raining, and it's just, it can't make up its mind. But I've made up my mind about this kit, and I hate it. As if the fact that this hook is unusable and this yarn splits like crazy, I was confused on the instructions as well. Instructions in general have not been that bad, but I did not read the little abbreviations, and I didn't realize that instead of just saying decrease, they say SC-DEC. And that just means decrease. And this whole time, I was interpreting that as do a single crochet and then do a decrease, which makes no sense. And now my stitch count is all off But if you think that I am taking this out and redoing it, you're strongly mistaken. I think I am just going to do an extra round of some decreases because I feel like it's in general the right shape. And you may be able to see the fact that there is splits everywhere on this because at a certain point, I decided to stop taking out the stitches every time they split because I was doing twice the work over here. And so I just started letting it split. So you can see that there are splits in quite a few places, but you know what? I'm just over it, you guys. If I were not doing this for a video, I would quit right now. Or I would just go pull out my own yarn because this yarn is awful. It splits so bad. I have been actually using this 2.25 hook and I thought, well, maybe the smaller hook is making it split more. So I went up to the 275 and if anything, it was just worse. So I'm just not having a great time. Not gonna lie to you, not having a great time. Maybe it's too early to say, but maybe the worst kit yet. Definitely the worst yarn. The other yarns, like maybe didn't feel like the best quality or, there's like a little scratchy in the end. This one is hard to work with, which I think makes it even worse. Like, love the idea of a recycled cotton in a crochet kit, but the execution, terrible, awful, no good. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words right now. I have not even finished this. I haven't even finished the head. But like I said, I think that this is like relatively the right shape because I was doing it correctly up until a certain point. And I still feel like it looks all right. And I am not redoing any more of this than I have to. So get mad at me if you want to, but I am just going to like do a little extra row of decreases or maybe just take out just the very last round that I did and do it correctly now that I realized my mistake. And again, that part I can sort of blame myself for because I didn't read the abbreviations to make sure of what I was doing beforehand. And I just was worried about so many other things of the yarn splitting and the hook not being great that I just was not paying attention. So I can blame myself for that part a little bit because like I said, the instructions are not bad for the most part. I feel like if I can finish this, I am going to give myself some sort of reward. Is anyone else like that? Does anyone have to like positive reinforce themselves like they're a dog or a kid? Because I feel like I'm not going to get through this if I don't have the incentive of something good coming. So I'm going to think of a good reward for myself. And in the meantime, I'm going to go sit on my couch and just try to do my best. Okay, so I finished the body. It looks terrible. Do you see all the splitting and gapping? It looks awful. But you know what? I just do not have time in the world to take out every single stitch that splits because it's a lot. I'm going to try to do a close-up on this just to show you how bad it is because I feel like the camera is kind of blurring a little bit and making it look better. But you can see even right there. Look how bad that is. So I have finished the body, finished the head. I need to stuff them, but I also need to make the hands and the feet and the tail and the spikes. So I do have a bone to pick with this design because T-Rexes didn't have spikes, right? So I'm not sure why our Tiny the T-Rex has spikes, but we're going to make them anyway. I am going to do my best to follow the design exactly as it is. And then I may or may not make this in my own yarn if I have some time. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to be able to do today because the plumbers are supposed to be coming in just a little bit. So I may have to finish this tomorrow, but I also thought of what I want my little reward to be, and I'm probably not going to be able to get it until tomorrow. So I may just have to check in with you guys then. But so far, not so good. This is not going well. I do not like this yarn. I obviously am not even using the hook anymore. We will see about the rest of the supplies. The instructions are pretty fine. I mean, I feel like they're written well, except for the fact that I just got confused on the way that they wrote their single crochet. But other than that, it's really not bad at all. So I'm going to continue on for a little bit until the plumbers get here, and I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow. Hello, it is the next day. And in fact, as I'm filming it, it is election day here in the United States. But I did finish the dinosaur yesterday, and I have very many thoughts, and I will show him to you. And I got my prize for finishing this not great kit. And I thought we could open this together here in a minute. So before we get to that, I wanted to clarify a couple things first. So first of all, there is in fact a video of Tiny the T-Rex that you can find. It is not there when you scan the QR code, but if you search a little bit more on the Yarnspirations website, then you can find it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did not watch the entire thing because I had already finished the T-Rex at that point, but I kind of noticed that it was not really a fully step-by-step guide where they have the pattern on the screen or anything like that. It was kind of just a nice little guide to help you if you get stuck or something like that, but they don't go through every single round or anything like that. If you've been watching my channel, then you probably know I'm not really much of a video tutorial kind of a girl, so I can't really judge if it was good or not, but it is in fact there. You can find it. The second thing I noticed is that in the video, she was using a hook that looked exactly like the hook that I got in the kit, where the tapering is not smooth. And she was able to use the entire hook. So now I'm wondering if it's a me problem. I really just think that my tension is a lot tighter than other people's. I don't really know why, but I think because of that, it made that hook unusable for me. But apparently other people can use it just fine, so I don't really know. Anyway, before we get to the reveal and my final thoughts on this kit, which you can pretty much already tell how I feel about this kit, but I thought we would open our little Cats versus Pickles. My family and I kind of collect these, not like hardcore or anything, but every now and then we like to pick them up. So in every package, you will either get a little cat plushie or a pickle plushie, and it's just really cute. So let's open this up and see what we get. I'm not really sure what I'm hoping for. I usually hope for cats. Sometimes the pickles are cute. Why am I not able to open this? Opened it. Okay. Let's see what it is. It's a cat. Oh, it's a ladybug cat. Look at that. Lily wanted to come see it. Yes. It's a little ladybug cat. Let's see what its name is. Do you like the ladybug cat? Its name is just Ladybug, and it says spot the ladybug and make a wish. Oh, that's so cute. Look at her little heart eyes. She is adorable. And I love that because my daughter, her nickname is Bug. I call her Bug, and so she's going to love this. Anyways, that was my little prize for getting through this kit. So now I'm going to do the reveal and talk about my final thoughts. So I'll see you then. Okay, Tiny the T-Rex is done. And oh boy, has it been a journey to get here. I'm happy to at least be holding something in my hand. And I wish at the end of this I could say, well, at least he's cute, but I'm not even sure that's true. This might be the worst thing that I've made for this channel so far. I feel like it's neck and neck between this dinosaur and the dinosaur from the Dollar Tree kit, which maybe that means I shouldn't be buying dinosaur kits anymore. I don't know. So I'm going to go through a few different categories of this kit and talk about whether I give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a sideways thumb. First, let's talk about the quality of the materials that came in this kit. So the hook, I appreciate that it was an ergonomic hook, but for some reason, the design of this specific hook just did not work for me. Maybe it works for other people. It worked for the woman that was making the video, but it does not work for me. And then the stuffing and the needle were both like fine. They were adequate, but it's definitely not enough to make up for how terrible this yarn is, you guys. Everything in me was telling me to yeet this yarn into oblivion. It was so bad. But I didn't. I finished it. But this yarn was splitting, obviously. You saw how bad this yarn splits. And also, it was very stiff to work with as well, as a lot of cotton yarns can be. But this was maybe the worst. I feel like this is maybe the worst quality of materials from any kit that I've tried. Maybe the other kits were a little bit scratchy, not the best to feel, but at least they didn't split. At least they were easy to work with. This was both hard to work with, and the end result is not great either. So definitely a thumbs down from me. Now let's talk about the amount of materials that you get. So I showed in the clips that both the pink and the black, I only had a tiny little amount left at the end. And again, I crochet pretty tight. So I would imagine that if you have a looser tension than me, you would run out of materials so easily. I did have plenty of the purple though, and I did have plenty of the stuffing. So I'm going to give this a hesitant sideways thumb, but it's like teetering towards down, to be honest. So now let's talk about the price of this kit. As I mentioned, I have seen this anywhere from $10 to $15. I paid $10 for this. And do I think that it's worth that money? Probably not, but at least I'm only out $10 as opposed to some other kits that are $20 or $30. So I guess I give it a thumbs up, although I don't really want to. Can you tell that I'm a little bit salty? So now let's talk about the instructions for this kit. Honestly, the instructions were not bad, except for that one little mix-up I had because I thought that the way that they wrote decrease was weird. You guys will have to let me know if I'm the only one that thinks that. But other than that, the instructions were pretty clear, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and it did come with photos and diagrams. And like I said, there is a video, although I do wish that it was on the QR code, but there is a video if you search for it. So I have to give this section a thumbs up. Now let's talk about the design of this plushie. I'm going to level with y'all. I really do not like this design very much, and all of my gripes are really just personal preference, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. So first of all, I really just don't like the face. The embroidered eyes just make it look a little bit unfinished to me personally. I know some people can make really beautiful looking embroidered eyes, but I think just having a couple of lines for the eyes, couple of lines for the nostrils, it just looks a little bit unfinished to me. I would prefer safety eyes. That's just me personally. And also for me personally, I don't really like the smile. I would leave that off. And then there is the proportions of the body. I just feel like the head is way too small for the rest of the body. And also, like a little mini gripe that T-Rexes don't have spikes, but I do think the spikes make it cute, so I'm not that mad about that part. So I know last time in my Bella the Bulldog kit, you guys liked when I made my own version of her. So I did it again. I made my own version of Tiny the T-Rex, and I went a little bit rogue this time. I actually made the head exactly as the pattern directions called for, and I actually did it right this time. And then I just made the body a little bit shorter, a little bit fatter. And then I obviously use safety eyes instead. And then because I made the body smaller, I had to do the spikes like this where one ended up at the end of the tail. And I think that actually looks really, really cute. So I wanted to make this one actually in a lightweight cotton yarn, since this one was a lightweight cotton yarn, to show you guys that you can make things in a lightweight cotton and it can be easy to work with. And the end result can be cute. This is made with Catch 100% cotton yarn, and it is just so amazing to work with. So easy, glides on the hook, no splitting. And it's honestly not very stiff, but it has a good structure to it. So I would definitely recommend this one way over this one. So in the end, do I recommend the Red Heart Tiny the T-Rex kit? Absolutely not. Save your $10. I feel like there are so many good free dinosaur patterns out there. And then you can spend that $10 on a good quality yarn. This yarn actually comes in a 2-pack for $10. And there's just so many other types of yarns that don't split and won't give you a headache like this one gave me. So definitely save your money, even if it is only $10. You guys will have to let me know what you thought about today's video. Have you tried a Red Heart kit? Are they all as terrible as this one? I have no idea, but I did look at a lot of reviews after I made this one. I try not to look at too many reviews before I buy a kit because I don't want to be biased, but after I finished, I went and looked at some reviews, and a lot of people were saying the same things as me. People were saying that the yarn split really bad. Some people were saying that they ran out of materials. Some people were saying that they didn't like the instructions. For me, the instructions were fine, but I haven't tried all of the kits, so other kits may have worse instructions than others. I'm not sure, but I'm just really disappointed. I had such a good experience, or a mostly good experience, with my kit from Michaels that was also $10. That experience was way, way, way far beyond this experience. If you did like today's video, be sure to hit the like button. You can subscribe, stick around. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see next. You can follow me on Instagram. Check out my Etsy shop. You can join my Patreon where I make bonus videos as well as an exclusive pattern once a month. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.